man kills a tiger, that's inhumane, Slate muttered. If a tiger kills a man, that's just inhuman.
The gang was the White Tigers, actually, I said. The Yakuza are Japanese.
What's the currency in ancient Rome, Amira? Is it gold?
Not most of it, I said, but the coins themselves are quite valuable.
We'd have to find a new buyer, Slate reminded me. My coin guy died 2 years ago.
How hard could that be? I said.
The auction's on my timeline, the captain said. We've only got 3 days.
2 now, Kashmir corrected him. Then you think of something. I glared at them both. A roar drifted up from the hold. It was a curious sound, like whale song. The captain swore again and left the helm, jogging down the stairs from the quarterdeck and into his cabin, slamming the door behind him. I ran my hands through my hair. As first mate, B took his place, but for a moment my fingers itched to take the wheel. Could I do what the captain had not?
You didn't do anything?
Kashmir said to me. What?
To the map.
I blinked. No. If I had a mind to sabotage a map, there are better candidates.
Ah.
He leaned against the rail, tilting his head to study me.
So, he said, what makes you nervous about Honolulu?
Turning to face the water, I frowned at the waves. It's complicated.
I haven't got anywhere else to be.
My fingers tapped an idle beat on the metal rail. The brass was cool under my palms. Kashmir was the only person aboard the ship who did not know every detail of the circumstances of my birth. And I was reluctant to surrender the strange, small bliss I had in his ignorance. Kash was the most confident person I knew. Would he even understand how scared I was? Or worse, might he fear for me too? Still, at this juncture, even if I didn't tell him, he would know soon enough. But how to explain? I'd never told the story before.
Oi!
Startled by Rotgut's shout from the crow's nest, I followed his skinny finger to the lights in the distance. A sleek white boat on the water, far off, but coming toward us. What is it? I called up.
Coast Guard!
I stared at the boat for a long moment, trying to convince myself it wasn't headed our way, until another roar echoed in the hold. Then I ran to knock on the captain's door, hard, though I counted to 10 before opening it. Even so, Slate looked surprised to see me. I met his eyes, deliberately not glancing at the box in his hands, the box he normally kept under his bed. It wasn't worth telling him to hide it. If we were boarded, it would be harder to explain the tigers than to explain his stash of opium. We need you on the radio, I told him. His fingers tightened on the box.
It might help the map to work.
Now, Captain. I shut the door behind me, harder than I had to. Back on deck, B was taking the ship around while Kash raised the sails. We were moving again, plowing the waves, heading east along the southern coast of Long Island. I grabbed the halyard, helping Kash with the sail as I watched the lights of the boat off our stern, closer now and gaining. According to Slate, the Coast Guard in New York had always been a pain, but much worse, of course, since 2001. Far nosier and almost impossible to bribe. Nothing like the 80s in the uncivilized city of my father's youth. To make it worse, the Coast Guard was full of people who loved boats, and they couldn't keep their hands off the temptation. She was a striking caravel, her black hull copper-clad below the waterline, to keep out worms, and worse, depending on what waters we traveled. She rode on a keel fashioned from what looked like the rib of a leviathan, carved with labyrinthine runes from stem to stern, and at the prow, a red-haired mermaid bared her breasts to calm the sea. Even if the Coast Guard wasn't inclined to search us, they would take any chance to stand on the deck and spin